Inside the Lines is brought to you by Hendrick Honda of Charleston. When you buy a new or pre-owned vehicle, our Advantage program takes care of you for life. Make Hendrick Honda of Charleston your first choice for your next vehicle. Visit their showroom at 1478 Savannah Highway in Charleston or online at charlestonhonda.com. And we welcome you to another edition of Inside the Lines here on CFCSports.com. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jeff McCarriger as we come to you obviously inside TD Arena here in downtown Charleston. A lot to get to this week. Men's basketball obviously in action last night with a big win over the Citadel Bulldogs. The women's team is right in the heart of conference play. Also swimming and diving gets underway. And the baseball team will start action here in a couple of weeks. So a lot to get to, but let's start with men's basketball this week. Cougars in action here at TD Arena against the Citadel Bulldogs. Their crosstown rival. Cougs have won 5 straight against the Citadel. And of course, a rematch from 10 days ago that the Cougars won by 4. Right away, Andrew Lawrence for 3 and a good start for the College of Charleston. Moments later, it's going to be Andrew Lawrence again. Hall swings it to Lawrence. Another 3 ball. It's a 6-0 lead for the College of Charleston. More Cougars. Lawrence penetrates, goes to Nori Johnson, turns down the 3, and look at the passing. Underneath to Brew with a big jam, and again an early lead for the College of Charleston. Later on, we saw the Brew dunk. Here comes another one. This time, Trent Wiedemann out of Swanee, Georgia, throws it down with 2 hands. And it's a 10-point lead for the College of Charleston. Now, more perimeter movement by the Cougars. Nori Johnson finds a wide-open Willis Hall. Nice jumper from 15 feet away. And again, to wrap up these first half highlights, Anthony Stitt with the 3-pointer breaks an 0 for 22 slump. Great to see the sophomore get back on track for the Cougars. We move to the second half. Another good start by the College of Charleston. Anthony Stitt up top to Anthony Thomas looking for the dunk, but they'll take the layup. And again, the Cougars extend their lead early on. Now watch this play. A big stat in the ball game. The Cougars dominated the boards, plus 19 advantage over the Citadel. And here's one of those offensive rebounds right here. Off the miss, they kick it out to Andrew Lawrence. Swings it around underneath to Willis Hall. Gets the layup. All started with the rebound. And again, the Cougars were in cruise control. Again, back inside. We saw a couple of dunks back in the first half. Going to see another one coming up right here. Ajay Baru high in the air, throws it down with 2 hands. Willis Hall later on the breakaway. He'll have an easy bucket. Another layup. And it's a 54-36 lead for the College of Charleston. And finally, Anthony Stitt. We talked about him in the first half, breaking that 0 for 22 slump. And he's going to come up with another 3-pointer right here. Good penetration by Lawrence. Easy kick out. 3-pointer by the sophomore. And the College of Charleston, a big win over the Citadel by a final 69-54. College of Charleston has now won 6 straight over their crosstown rival, the Citadel. Here are the latest standings in the Southern Conference. Out of the South Division, Davidson still in first place after their win. They're now 7-1, 12-7 overall. But there you see the College of Charleston still the most wins overall in the conference with a 13-7 mark, 5-3 in conference play, followed by Georgia Southern at 2-5, Wofford at 2-5, Furman at 2-5, and the Citadel now drops to 1-7. Out of the North, Elon 5-2, tied with Samford. The Bulldogs are 5-2. Western Carolina right behind them at 5-3. Look at the Northern Division all bunched up right now. App State at 4-3, Chattanooga at 3-4, and UNC Greensboro at 3-4. Very tight up in the North Division.
Just real proud of the guys. It seems like the Chattanooga game was 4 weeks ago. And that was our last home game, and we played well there, and we followed up with another nice home effort. Really thought Trent Wiedemann looked like he was, back to somewhat of his form, which I think will really help us over the next 5-6 weeks. But just an overall really good effort, positive assist-to-turnover ratio, really hurt him on the glass. Kids really adhered to the defensive game plan, and just a nice win for us.
Here's a look at the next 3 games for the College of Charleston. A big part of the schedule coming up. Charleston at Wofford on Saturday, 7 o'clock, a game you can catch on ESPN3 and also locally here in Charleston on MyTV. And then App State comes to town on Wednesday, followed by UNCG on February 2nd. Another game you can catch on ESPN3 and also locally again here in Charleston on MyTV. Now we'll switch from the men's side over to the women's side, where after a 3-0 start, it's been a little bit of a rough stretch now for Natasha Adair and her squad. Really, they've had a murderer's row part of their schedule facing some of the top teams in the conference, but still at 3-6 in conference play, just 1 conference win away from matching their total number of conference wins from last year. We'll take a look at the standings now in the Southern Conference. On the women's side, Chattanooga off to a terrific start here at the halfway point at 8-1. now 15-3 overall. Elon at 7-1, Davidson right there at 7-1, App State at 6-1, so 4 teams right there at the top. Sanford not too far back at 6-3, Western Carolina 3-5. There you see the Cougars at 3-6, now 7-11 overall, followed by Furman, Georgia Southern, Wofford, and UNC Greensboro. Got a chance to catch up with the Cougars head coach Natasha Adair.
Again, it has been a tough stretch, but in any opportunity to get better as a program, there's teaching. And, we approach every game the same. We scout the same. We prepare according to who we're playing. And, again, I think our girls do a great job of grasping that game plan. And my biggest thing for them is to understand that we have been in positions to win. And that lets us know as a staff, it lets them know as players that they can compete with anybody in this league.
And Coach A and the girls will try to catch up in the standings. They'll be home on Saturday right here inside TD Arena against Western Carolina at 2 o'clock, a game you can catch right here on CFCSports.com. We'll take a break. When we come back, swimming and diving is underway here at the College of Charleston, and right around the corner, time for baseball season again. We'll take a break, back with more right here on CFCSports.com.
At Hendrick Honda of Charleston, you get our best price every day. When you buy a new or pre-owned vehicle, our Advantage program takes care of you for life. We offer a lifetime powertrain limited warranty, free towing and shuttle service, complimentary loaner cars, and paintless dent repair. Make Hendrick Honda of Charleston your first choice for your next vehicle. Visit us today at 1478 Savannah Highway in Charleston or online at charlestonhonda.com.
Welcome back to another edition of Inside the Lines here on CFCSports.com. I'm Jeff McCarriger. Thanks for tuning in again this week. Again, a very busy week of athletics here at the college with swimming and diving. We'll talk about them in just a second. Of course, the men's team, just talked about them with that big win against the Citadel. The women's basketball team in the heart of conference play. Baseball right around the corner. Let's get to swimming and diving. Here's the latest in some of their results. The Cougars are coming off 2 successful home weekends with wins over Campbell and Savannah College 2 weeks ago, and a men's win over Gardner-Webb last weekend. They head to South Carolina this weekend to continue their hot performances. Had a chance to sit down with senior diver and school record holder Peter Gibbons as he talks about his final season and being the first CFC diver to qualify for the NCAA Zones meet.
Well, there's always room for improvement, and this year was all about getting a higher score, breaking that 300 mark that it's like a coveted goal for all divers to break is a 300, and so I was really excited when I broke that at the last meet against South Carolina. And so that was my main goal, because once you get a high enough score, you can move on to the zones meets and then maybe even end up qualifying for NCAA championships. Diving wasn't really a big part of the whole swim and dive team before I came here, and so it's nice that my legacy will be that the dive team can just improve from here. There's nowhere else to go but up. And so with the new recruits coming in and the new team next year, hopefully they'll be just as good, if not better than me, and be able to beat all my records and make an even bigger name for the program.
And from swimming and diving, we make the not-so-easy transition over to baseball, where Monte Lee and his squad will get things underway. Regular season opener will be on February 15th in a 3-game series at home against Xavier. Here's some of the key dates coming up for Monte Lee and his squad. Again, February 15th, the season opener against Xavier, one of a 3-game series. Then on the road, February 23rd at Auburn, a big matchup. Then back home, March 19th and March 26th on the 19th against UConn. And then South Carolina comes to town. A matchup with the Gamecocks, always a big game on March 26th. April 9th will be at Coastal Carolina. April 16th in Columbia against South Carolina. And then April 23rd, a good matchup, a rivalry game against Coastal Carolina. And then another big key date for Monte Lee and his guys will be May 8th at home against Georgia. Got a chance to catch up with the head coach and some of the players as they anticipate their season opener on the 15th.
Well, I'm real excited. I know, we finished up in late October, so it's been a while since we've actually been on the field as a whole team, and we're excited about it. We know we don't have a lot of time. We've only got 3 weeks to prepare, so every hour, every minute, every day is really important to us right now to try to get as much work in as possible, get our guys ready to play.
We played well. We didn't play well in the conference tournament. Still got into the NCAA tournament, but I mean, there's things we could have done better, obviously, in the tournament. We made a few mistakes that cost us a few games, but it happens. It's baseball, and just got to go out there this year and minimize mistakes and go out there and dominate some teams.
We thought we were going to be out last year, and we got in the regional, and we were so relieved. And this year it's like with the players we got, we could go even further, and that's just the most exciting thing about it all.
We've got some older guys. We returned 6 out of 9 starters on the field. So, we've got some experience. The big thing that we have to try to figure out is how we're going to replace the 4 guys that we lost to professional baseball off the mound. We lost some quality innings and some big-time guys on the mound last year.
Hard to believe, but baseball season right around the corner. Should be another great season for Monte Lee and gang. Again, that opener February 15th as they open up their season with a 3-game homestand against Xavier. Make sure you go to cfcsports.com to check out our schedule. We'll have almost all the games broadcast this year, either on cfcsports.com or on ESPN Radio here locally. So again, make sure you check out the website for broadcast dates and times. That'll wrap things up on the show this week. Again, if you have any questions for any of the coaches or any of the players, make sure you tweet us. You can reach me with any of your questions at Jeff_CFC. And of course, you can reach us on our Facebook page at College of Charleston Athletics as well. That'll wrap up the show for this week. Thanks for tuning in for another edition of Inside the Lines here on cfcsports.com. We'll talk again next week.